Welcome to Cooking with the Babes. Today we're making risotto. It's actually a pistachio and radicchio risotto. By nature, aside from butter, this dish is actually vegan. We are going to use a vegan butter.
Yep.
The ingredients are radicchio, basil, parsley, shallots, garlic, pistachios, a little Himalayan salt, of course our risotto rice.
Arborio rice.
Arborio rice. And then we have veggie broth and white wine. So we're going to get started. Tony already prepped a little bit. Tony?
Yeah, all I did is I
ahead.
chopped garlic and I cut shallots. And then again, like we don't have to go through this so that you're here the whole time, but basically it's just, you just keep, cutting them thin. And that's it. And then we'll move on from that. We'll just keep cutting them, and then Steph will start putting it all together.
Yeah, we're gonna have to slice up the radicchio too.
Yep, we will.
So
do
we'll
that.
be right back.
Ooh.
The radicchio we're gonna really slice almost like a fine cabbage.
Yep.
The radicchio is a really nice addition to this dish, to this risotto dish. The pistachios actually have a sweetness, and the radicchio has a little bit of a bitterness. So what we try to do is Tony's like the master slicer here, but we're slicing it super, super fine. And then we're gonna actually cut it
up
into
again.
halves, yeah. And by the way, we did a lot of garlic, a lot of shallot, a lot of radicchio. I
It was
may not
about,
use all
just
of
so
it.
you know, that's about 5
Shallots.
shallots.
Yeah. And why do we use shallots? It's like a more delicate onion, and actually it's a superfood. It's really good for you. Shallots are extremely healthy. So we're gonna chop this up on this side. I'm gonna turn the pan on, get some olive oil in there, and we'll be right back. It's gonna be so.
All this garlic's gonna go in, and then we'll sort of see what we're gonna do shallot-wise in a little bit. So we'll let these cook for a second.
Beautiful. So this is one of the scenarios where we chop our garlic. Typically we don't do that, but for risotto you don't want big clumps of garlic in it. And the white wine that we put in a little bit later, that's gonna actually temper out the garlic. This is not really a garlicky dish, believe it or not, even with all the garlic that we're putting in. And the risotto absorbs so much broth and so much, it actually just really is really aromatic and delicious.
Yep.
We can put the onions in now.
Now we're gonna start putting in the shallot. Now, Steph, why don't you put, how many you want in?
I think that's perfect.
There you go. So just so you know, we did about 5. So this would be probably, what's in here is probably around, I would say 3.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah.
And then while that gets cooking down, I'm actually roasting the pistachios just in a pan. Super easy. I don't know why that thing is doing what it's doing, but whatever. Okay, and then we're also heating up our vegetable broth here. This is 2 cartons of vegetable broth, and it was on high, and now we brought it down to low. So this is actually very hot broth, which is great, because the trickiest part about risotto is adding broth and gauging how much broth you put in.
Yep.
So we're gonna saute this up.
And then we're gonna come back.
This, and we're gonna come right back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm rolling.
All right.
We're back.
We are back. I just was eating pistachios.
So the pistachios
So
are
this
roasted,
is-
the broth is hot, 2 cups of
Now, if you look at this rice, it's a little bit different. This is arborio rice, and this is what you use for
risotto.
And now we're just going to put it in.
And we're gonna
So this is
smother
a
it.
2 cups. Hold on, let me get a holder. Now, just so we're very clear, risotto is a lot about stirring.
It's a lot about stirring. You have to constantly tend to it. Actually, I don't mind doing. A lot of people are afraid of risotto because you have to tend to it, but actually it takes about 30 minutes. And you just have to check it every couple of minutes, and it's just the most delicious thing ever.
All right.
So now,
Couple of minutes.
olive oil, butter, garlic, shallots, and rice, and we're stirring, right? So now we've smothered. It's almost like how you start a Mexican rice. So now this is at the bottom of the pan. It's looking gorgeous. This is when we put in our radicchio. So here we go. And I actually may not even put in all of this radicchio, just almost all of it. We could save a little bit for our salad tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, so it covers kind of the pan. That's plenty. So now we're gonna stir that up. Stir it up, stir it up. A little bit more, Tom. I'm gonna wait on the pistachios.
So you want to be cooking the rice for about 2-3 minutes
And now we're gonna
with
add
everything
the
in
wine.
it. Yep. Which is what we've been doing.
So for the wine, the alcohol cooks off, so don't worry. What I like to do is I really want to hear that sizzle when the wine goes in, which that's what should happen. It's an amazing smell. So I'm literally gonna just douse, there it is. Douse the pan just like that. Mix that up, Tom. Any white wine you do. And now we're gonna cook this alcohol down. Maybe for about 2 more minutes. And then we're gonna take a look at it. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Good. Perfect.
So look,
gorgeous color.
all of the wine is cooked down.
Yeah.
We can smell it
so
for
good.
sure.
So good.
And now what we're going to do is we've been simmering the broth, and Stephanie will start adding, you know, a ladle full at a time.
I don't want to tell you that it's like 1 cup rice to 2 cups water because every rice is different, but that's about the general.
About
like,
2 to 1.
2 to 1. I have more broth than I need because if I need a little bit more to make it creamy, I want to be able to have that access.
And then what we're going to do,
We're
just so
gonna
you
lower it a
see,
little
we're going to
bit.
lower the
And we're
heat
gonna cover it.
a lot. And we're going to keep
Every couple of minutes,
mixing.
we're gonna check it out. So let's keep doing this. This is ladle number 1. We'll be back. It's looking great. So we're gonna just keep ladling in.
Yeah, we have to ladle.
This is really nice because it's not sticking. It's just simmering. We can raise the temperature a little bit, Tony. I'm not gonna lie. But it's looking really, really, really good. Yeah. Now's the time we're gonna add a little salt and a little pepper. The basil and the parsley will be added at the end of it, so a good amount of salt. There's no bouillon or anything in here, so you gotta get good salt. And then as far as pepper goes, and the ground pepper. A generous amount. It smells great. So we're gonna put the cover on. We've been cooking for 10 minutes. We have about 15 more minutes to go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna check in probably 2 more times.
Yep,
And we'll
for
be
sure.
done. Great.
What are we doing there, Bev?
Really, really good. The risotto is cooking wonderfully. It's folding over. It's very
You can
soft
see
on
that
the
it's
spoon.
starting to
And you can see
plump.
that they're trying to plump up here, right?
Yeah.
So this is our ladle, another ladle. Even a little bit more. Great. And then in order for it to not stick to the pan, we just keep it even across the board. And
And then we'll come back, and then we'll come back probably when we start to add the pistachios.
Yeah.
Now, but you get the thing. You just have to keep an eye on it and keep doing it, and as it drinks up the broth, you just add more broth.
Yeah,
I mean,
make sure it doesn't stick.
it's not an exciting, sexy process, but the end result
is delicious.
What?
Great. So we're about 15 minutes, 20 minutes more. I tasted it as we went along. Obviously, you want the risotto to be creamy, but to still be like intact, not disintegrating. And of course, when you give it a whirl, you can taste right away if it's al dente or if the center. This is completely cooked through. Great. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking off the top. I'm gonna let some of that steam come out. Let it bubble out a little bit, maybe for a minute. We're gonna add the roasted pistachios, and we are going to serve. We'll be right back. This is gonna be delicious. I'm excited. Great. Great, so I just threw this on high just to get a little bit of that steam out. You saw that bubbling, looking gorgeous. And we are now ready to put in the roasted pistachios. I got the shelled ones. If you have the time, you could always deshell what you have. These are roasted and salted pistachios. And they're gonna go right in, just like this. Great. Great. And essentially, Tony, let's get the hot plate covers. We're gonna bring this over and we're gonna plate it. Great. I'm so excited! A little bit more. Good. So risotto is actually really good if it sits for a couple minutes, but actually you really want to eat risotto fast. The more that it sits, the more congealed it gets.
Correct.
The stickier it gets. I kept a little bit of that raw radicchio, so I'm going to throw that on there. I have a couple pieces of basil, a couple pieces of parsley. Gonna put a little fresh pepper. And a little bit of salt. I mean, does that look gorgeous?
It looks
It's so good!
gorgeous.
And that is your Radicchio Pistachio Vegan Risotto. We're gonna enjoy it in just a few.
Here we are.
Yeah. Great. Let's take some photos of that plate. It looks so pretty. Great. Doesn't that look good? Elk, look.
Amazing.
No cream, and you wait until you see how creamy it is. It's crazy. So we're trying it. We let it sit for like a couple minutes. Obviously, it just came off the pan, so out of the pan, so it's super hot. Pistachio, radicchio. Add a little vegan Parmesan. It's delightful, guys. It's delicious. It's something like you've never had before. Please make it, enjoy it, go vegan. Cooking for the babes.
Cooking with the babes.
Sorry. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Great.
And look, we made some for the crew too.
Yeah, crew food.
Bye.
Let's eat.